So obviously, whatever rules and regulation I am going to pronounce before all of you, all these rules and regulations will be displayed in this LED, so you can take a note of that. The 3D round, not a very difficult round, but yes, if you really want to impress the expert jury members, you have to speak. You have to speak with content. You have to speak with confidence. If you are able to relate the topic with the philosophy of the Divine Mother and Sri Aurobindo, I think that would be wonderful. As you all know, and for the knowledge of this august house, I would like to inform that all these participants have been intimated with the group discussion topics. So they know on which topic they are going to discuss in a particular group. Now, there will be a lottery system. One cheat will be picked up randomly, and that particular cheat, the topic mentioned in that piece of paper, will be the topic for the group discussion for a particular group. Likewise, we have made arrangements for the participants of the first group. Once I am done with the rules and regulation of the stage 2 of group number 1, accordingly, group number 2, group number 3, likewise it will move on. So far, rules and regulations are concerned. So far, rules and regulations are concerned of the stage 2 of this national level oratory contest are concerned. Anybody can initiate and anybody can conclude the discussion. Okay. I mean, expert jury member Dr. Asal Mangraj is doing the needful. Volunteer, yes, you can issue. So I mean, you should be there. Yeah, you should be there. I mean, who can do the things better than Sikh Kharab Odisha? I mean, we stand nowhere. We stand nowhere actually. We stand nowhere. Minute things, minute correction. Look at this precision done by Dr. Asal Mangraj. Absolutely, we have kept the chairs in a particular way, but he pointed out that he ensured that whenever you are discussing, yes, you should, it's a group discussion, so you should look at each other. At the same time, the jury also want to see your facial expression, because your body language, the way you are speaking, how you are speaking, what you are speaking, when you are speaking, all these things are very precious in this jury round. I mean, contestants are smiling there. Good, you should keep on smiling. That's wonderful. Because your smile gives a lot of energy, to be very honest. Now, I'll move ahead with the rule number 1. So that is there on the screen. Anybody can initiate and anybody can conclude. The rule number 2. It is a leaderless group. It is a leaderless group discussion. Members are not expected to elect or select any leader. So if at all you are a leader, please allow the jury to find it out that leadership among you. But it is a leaderless group discussion. So you are not required to elect or select or nominate anybody as the leader of the group discussion. Obviously, why should I nominate somebody? I believe I am the leader. That's the spirit. Why should I nominate? Why should I select anybody else in the group? I am the leader. I will lead. The third point. Total jury process is about 20 minutes. So every jury round, the total duration will be 20 minutes. During this 20 minutes, 2 minutes will be given to assimilate your thoughts on the selected topic. As I said, you all are aware of the group discussion topics. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. I cannot hear. Sorry. Yes. Yes, sir. Right? Yes. You all are aware of all the jury topics. And you have come here, you have come here being prepared. You have your points in your mind. Once the particular topic will be chosen randomly or by a esteemed guest, that topic will be the topic of discussion for your group. So once you are getting the topic, you people will be only allowed 2 minutes to have a thought process to flow in a systematic manner. Yes, in this point, I must point out that you are not required to carry anything, neither your mobile phones, nor a piece of paper, nor even a pen when you are on the dais for the group discussion. You are not allowed to carry anything. If you are carrying anything, it may lead to your disqualification as per the judgment of the expert jury members. So, yeah, you want to say something? So, can you hold this question? Once I'm done with the rules regulation, I would like to take that question. Okay? Fine. So, you are coming here without carrying anything. Obviously, you will be given 2 minutes to assimilate your thoughts on the selected topic. Once the 2 minutes over, the bell will ring. So what does it indicate? It indicates it is time for the discussion to start. So contestant 1 to contestant 7, they are on the chairs, on the respective seats. So once, with the permission of the expert jury member, the time will start. The topic will be displayed in the LED board. The topic will be pronounced clearly, so you know that what is the topic. Once the time starts, for 2 minutes you will be given to assimilate your thought process. Once 2 minutes is over, one bell will ring. This bell indicates that your 2 minutes is over. So the next rule goes like this: once the bell rings, the first contestant can start speaking. So contestant number 1 will start speaking. After 60 seconds, the bell rings again. It means the first contestant is required to speak for 60 seconds. Once that 60 seconds is over, the bell is going to ring again. So it is an indication for the first contestant to stop speaking, and it is an indication for the second contestant to start speaking. So the second contestant is again going to speak for 60 seconds. Again, after 60 seconds, the bell will ring. The second contestant will stop speaking. The third contestant will start speaking. Likewise, it will go on. So, I'll read it out in this way. Once the bell rings, the first contestant can start speaking. After 60 seconds, the bell rings again, and the second contestant starts speaking, and so on. 60 seconds will be given to each contestant in a chronological order. So if there are all the 7 students, so for every minute, 60 seconds, everyone will speak his or her mind. Then what happens? Let us go to the next rule. The next rule says that once the last contestant in the group completes his term, that is 7th contestant completes his term, one long bell will ring, which indicates that the forum is open for the group discussion. Once the 7th contestant is done with his or her thought process, one long bell will ring. This is an indication for all the 7 contestants that now the house is open for discussion. And anybody can start. Needless to say, basic etiquette and mechanism should be maintained during the jury round. All the contestants are expected to respect each other and allow everyone to speak. In case of any objection, any chaotic situation, the bell will ring. The participants are expected to stop talking immediately. So once during the discussion, if the bell rings, the bell should not ring actually. In any case, yes, the bell should not ring actually. But in any case, if the bell rings, then all the participants should stop speaking immediately. The discussion can resume only after the jury gives concurrence. If the bell rings, it means something else has happened. The jury wants to interfere. They want to say something. So once they are done with their intervention, once the jury gives its concurrence, the discussion can resume. The next rule says the pre-concluding bell will ring after 90 minutes of the process. I have told you initially the total jury process of 20 minutes. Out of 20 minutes, 2 minutes will be given to you to assimilate thought process. Once it is done, each contestant is speaking his or her mind for 1 minute. So 2 minutes there for assimilated thoughts. 7 contestants, it's 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes plus 2 minutes total 9 minutes. 20 minutes minus 9 minutes, there are 11 minutes. On 19th minute, a bell will ring. It means this is an indication to all the contestants there is only 1 more minute left for this particular group to conclude the discussion. So the rule says like this: the pre-concluding bell will ring after 19 minutes of the process. The group is expected to give concluding remarks in the last 1 minute. I think the next rule should be here. Yeah, I would like to request my colleague Professor Satyana. Yes. So the group is expected to give concluding remarks in the last 1 minute. The selection will be based on 3 basic parameters that include, very important. Okay. Communication, value orientation, knowledge, and creativity. So the 3 basic parameters on the basis of which the expert jury is going to evaluate all of you. What are those parameters? These parameters are communication, 1, value orientation, 2, knowledge and creativity, 3. Dimple is showing her dimples. I mean, sir, I'm very much aware of all these rules and regulations. Wonderful. But for the knowledge and information of all other new contestants, communication, value orientation, knowledge and creativity. For this value orientation, we have only requested that you should be thorough, you should be aligned with the philosophy of Shima and Shorodin. Jury reserves the right to ask questions to the participants, stop the jury before time or suspend the jury, which should not happen actually, because I was sure all the people, all the contestants, all the groups will speak profoundly, speak with confidence, speak with content, so that the jury doesn't get a chance to suspend any of the jury rounds. And the final rule is like this, which is very clear: jury's decision shall be final and shall be abided by. This is how all the rules and regulation of the group discussion round, that is stage 2 of Yugma, the national level oratory contest in the year 2026, here in the premises of Astha School of Management. Now I would love to take your questions, if at all you have any. Yes. Okay, can I have your name and college, please? Your name? Amlan from Revenue University. Last night, 11:30 p.m., 12 midnight, you were in touch with me. Okay, Amlan, good question. Okay. Amlan, see, I told you, chronologically you have to speak for 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is done. Once the 7th contestant speaks for 1 minute, 1 bell will ring, indicates that the house is open for discussion. Once the house is open for discussion, anyone can start speaking. There is no order. If you want, you can start. So let us say contestant number 4 starts speaking. Fine. Once he completes speaking, immediately contestant number 6 starts putting forth his or her viewpoints. Likewise, the discussion will go on. Is it clear? Thank you, Amna. Any more questions from anybody else? Yes. Your name and college name, please.
Sir, my name is Aditya. I'm from Christ College.
Aditya from Christ College. Okay, Aditya.
My question is, can you get to know how many people will be selected from the quarterfinals round, and will they be selected on the basis of quota? I mean,
Aditya, are you confident of your own selection?
Yes, sir.
Very good. That's wonderful. You please be very confident of your own selection. Obviously, we'll let you know how many students are going to get selected from stage 2 to stage 3. That's what your question is, right? Don't worry about that. You be very confident. You please reach to the divine. You be blessed. You be the champion. That is not the kind of wish I have to make to you, right? Okay? Thank you, Aditya. Anybody else? Yeah, please.
So, I'm Komal Ranidas from Digital Autonomous College.
Okay, your name once again, please.
Komal Ranidas.
Komal Ranidas. Okay, Komal. Yeah.
In the first 60 seconds, when we are the first contestant will start speaking, do we need to introduce ourselves in those 60 seconds?
I mean, that is your choice.
Sir, it's Better not to interrupt.
Okay, I mean the jury immediately intervened. Okay, so because they know who is contestant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think your question got responded appropriately by the expert jury member, right? Done. Any more questions? Yes. So many questions, Professor Ananda. It means they're excited. Good. Yes.
Sir, on what basis the group, how many contestants will be there in the first group? On what basis that will be decided?
My dear, it has already been decided. And you can see there are 7 members in the first group. So I can say you, in almost all the groups, you will have 7 number of contestants.
Sir, but who will be that contestant? On what basis?
It will be announced. Okay, who are those okay, fine. So once I am done the rules and regulation, before the commencement of the jury, co-coordinator Professor Ananda will come and announce the names of those contestants in a particular jury round or in a particular group. For example, this is the sitting arrangement for the first group. So there are 7 contestants in the first group. So who is contestant 1, who is contestant 2, 3, in which group you are in, right? Right? All the best. Any more questions? Asta students, you are not allowed to ask any question. Please don't raise your hands. All the very best. Thank you. Over to Professor Anand.
Well, all the rules, regulations, doubts has been cleared, I hope, and all the very best to every contestant here. So with the permission from the jury member, I would be calling out the stage 2 group discussion round of group 1. The first student is Ashiki Siddha from Christ College, Cuttack. Let's have a huge round of applause for Ashiki Siddha from Christ College. Then we have Ashia Parveen from Institute of Pharmacy and Technology. Ashia Parveen from Institute of Pharmacy and Technology. Then we have Sobhagya Sahu from UN Autonomous College. Sobhagya Sahu from UN Autonomous College. Then we have Megha Satpathy from IGIT Saran. Megha Satpathy from IGIT Saran. Megha Satpathy. Then we have we have Musha Venkoshi Tabaka Mangena from C.V. Raman Global University. From C.V. Raman Global University, contestant number 5, Group 1. International contestant in Yugma 2026. We have Riddhi Agarwal from SCB Medical College. Riddhi Agarwal. Riddhi Agarwal from SCB Medical College. And we also have the last contestant of Group 1, Prachi Pratyasha Mishra from SCB Medical College. Prachi Pratyasha Mishra from SCB Medical College. Give a big round of applause for Stage 2 group discussion, Group 1, and the first group are ready for the group discussion to happen. Now, may I request the volunteer in the shape of Sonali Datta to please come forward, and we would request CA Sunita Bhattacharjee Madam to kindly pick a sheet in which the topic will be decided for the Group 1 group discussion. The student volunteer. Curious to know what is your group, what will be your topic? Okay. Madam, over to you.
If one is in a state of conscious aspiration, everything around will be arranged in order to help that aspiration. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr.
Jinashri sir may get the topic. Yes, it's displayed on the screen.
Can you repeat?
Yes, if one is in a state of conscious aspiration, everything around will be arranged in order to help that aspiration. This is the topic for Group 1. And your time for thinking starts now. Contestant number 1, start.
Good afternoon, respected jury members, audience, and my fellow participants. I am Aishiki Shikdar, a student of Christ College, Katta, and I am here to address my point on the topic given if one is in a state of conscious aspiration, everything around will be arranged in order to help that aspiration. Sri Aurobindo once said, নিজেকে চেনো কেন কি আমাদের সবথেকে বড় শত্রু আমরা নিজে. What he meant by that is that our biggest enemy is us, our mind. We need to understand ourselves to fight the circumstances, to fight the situation. Our mind that desires, that has the conscious aspiration, creates situations for us to achieve those aspirations. When a student is ready to learn is when a student is going to search for his teacher.
Contestant number 2.
Very good afternoon to all of you, respected jury members, my fellow participants. I am Asa Babul and my topic is this. In our slum, a sabr, shukr and a tawakkul. That means a person who believes in herself or himself, he can achieve everything that he can. He can change the world with his words, with his conversation, with his communication. He or she can build everything that it can be determined in its mind. And first of all, an individual can change everything that is in surrounding. If he had a mind, a word that can change the world, and persistence that can lead to touch that sky.
Contestant number 3.
I want to quote a line from Shahrukh Khan's film. अगर तुम शिद्दत से किसी चीज को चाहो तो सारी कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने में जुट जाती है. And that thing and he, I think, inspired by Sri Aurobindo, that if I am itself in the jail and I can manifest my thoughts into the words and I can manifest them into the reality, and the result is in front of you, and he can manifest the millions of students, millions of life to be the successful. Your mindset, your temperament decide which position you are meant to be and which position you are decided to be in the future. No one is born from the silver spoon. You have to choose that silver spoon with your hands for your future, because your future is itself in your hands. This is not taqdeer. This taqdeer have to be written by itself, and you and you and you. Thank you.
Contestant number 4.
Shrima has said time and again that there are two things that take you towards your goal. The first is intense aspiration from below, and the second is grace from the divine above. And this concept is something that has been repeated a lot of times in different genres. Like my fellow contestants say the same thing. Even in The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho says the same, that when you want something passionately enough, the whole universe conspires for you to achieve it. But something that we are missing is when you are wanting something that passionately, when you are in a state of conscious aspiration, before the universe, something changes in you. Your attitude changes, your attitude is aligned towards that goal. And that is what attracts more and more opportunities. That is what lets you perceive opportunities better. And that is ultimately what takes you towards your goal. Basically saying that the state of conscious aspiration that we are talking about here is basically... Thank you, sir.
Contestant number 5.
Okay. Mira Alfasa said, you are what you think you are. This therefore means that everything around you resonates with the same amplitude and frequency that you think about. If you are in that state of consciousness whereby you think of yourself and envision yourself as a great man, environments around you are going to resonate with the same frequency and amplitude that you think about. And which is why you have to have that deep divine connection with the mother, so that you can resonate the same amplitude and frequency of what you think you are. And this therefore means that in life, everything that you are looking for is also looking for you. And if you are looking for greatness, it is also looking for you. It needs you to think in that consciousness and to have the deep connection with the divine being. Thank you.
Thank you. Contestant number 6. Contestant number 6.
Salutations in the feet of Shrima and Sri Aurobindo, a very happy birthday to the Divine Mother. Sri Aurobindo had once said that man is a transitional being. Human life is not the last stage of evolution. The consciousness is still driving our evolution, not just biologically but spiritually, to a higher state of spirituality, and aspiration is what drives that evolution. With an aim, with a direction, fear, confidence always conquers fear. Our insecurities are always answered if we have an aim, an aspiration. Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 5 quotes, let a person lift oneself by oneself. Let him not degrade oneself, because oneself is alone its own enemy and its own friend. The battle is not external, it is within, with our ego, with our insecurities and our fight to achieve our aspirations. And that is what will evolve us.
Contestant number 7.
A person who has a lot of whys in his life can only answer all the hows occurring in his life. A person who constantly aspires to align his mind with that of the level of supramental consciousness. A person who constantly aspires to align his Sat chakras, Sat, Tapas, Manas, Ananda, Vijnana and Anam. The person who always thinks of how he can feel the divine presence within him, even in the problems like success, failure, and the person who treats everything with equanimity is the one who constantly aspires to meet with the divine power. When Shankaracharya was asked, Jagat Jitam Kena, he replied, Mano Hyena, the person who has a power and a control over his mind, a person who knows that if he wants, he can and he will anyhow, a person who feels that divine presence is everywhere, in everybody, not only outside the cosmos or not in the transcendent form, but also in the universal form.
The mind is the mirror which reflects you. So we are the representative of us. So we, no one will tell how to reach to that trophy. They will tell the process, but I have to execute. On that way, the universe has a sound of Om, and we have to reconspire that to reignite the energy from us to reach to that trophy. And yes, Sri Aurobindo said that you can manifest yourself by putting the thoughts in that subconscious mind first, and then you can execute. So we have to execute it through our subconscious mind, then in our practical life.
Imagine what has make us wake up, travel all this way, and come here today, gather here today, sit and do this event. That is aspiration. If aspiration can drive us to reach here, to achieve this event, aspiration can drive us to achieve everything we ever want to.
Taking into account what both my co-participants just mentioned, aspiration is not just our purpose. Aspiration is what fuels our mind, what ignites us to work, to put effort into our dreams, our achievements, and get the result to satisfy our inner being. Because Shrima always mentioned that satisfying yourself is the biggest happiness that you can achieve, because it is not just your own joy, but you're also giving out joy to your co-person, to your parents, to your family, to your well-wishers.
History has shown us much as possible as that in individual, if you believing in yourself and have a great mindset, then you can aspire as many as you can.
We have seen many billionaires in the world, which therefore means these billionaires, some of them are from the poorest backgrounds, which means that our wealth, our success, our lives are not determined or they are not valued by where we are from. And these people, if we are to look through them or their background, they have got that deep divine connection with the mother, which means that everything that we want in the world will resonate with the amplitude that we have. And it is only through the connection that we have with the divine mother and the consciousness.
I must say, aspiration is not just a desire. Without aspiration, our work is a duty. With aspiration, our work becomes worship. Without aspiration, the relationships are just exchanged. With aspiration and consciousness, the relationships become sacred. And with this, we must aspire that how much we are feeling the divine presence with us. Because the more we feel the divine presence in the little matter, in humanity, in the being, and in the process of becoming, the more we will become, the more we will enhance our supramental consciousness.
I completely agree with my fellow participant when I say that aspiration is not. First of all, we need to understand what actually conscious aspiration is. It's not just manifesting, it's not just wishing something comes true. We are talking about the divine helping us achieve things in our life. Why did Shri Krishna choose Arjuna? It wasn't because he hesitated, it was because he had the capacity to only look at the bird's eyes when pulling his arrows. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, we talk about Nishkama Karma. Only when you are thinking only about your goal without any thoughts about the outcome, you are only doing your duty. That is when the whole universe conspires and aligns in helping you achieve your goals.
Your thoughts becomes your words. Your words becomes your actions. Your actions becomes your habit, and your habit becomes character. It is only through thinking, deep thinking and consciously thinking that will determine your future and your character. If you think consciously that you want to be successful in life, you are going to be successful. That is, if you only resonate with the amplitude of the Divine Mother.
It's not an individual who takes his success or make himself success. It's the society, it's the environment who makes him successful. So we should not judge the power of an individual to make him a successful one. So we should take our friends, our society, our environment with also us to grow so that we can be successful. In from big celebrities, we know their struggle stories, but the celebrities who get failure in their life, we don't see their stories. But we should see both of them because we have to learn from the success and the failures also because they are the most important thing in a life. As Chanakya said, we can't experience everything. We have to experience it from by someone's experience.
As my fellow participants said, that we must learn from our success and failure. I must quote something from Bhagavad Gita that says, Sambhata Yoga Yuchyate. That means to treat everything with respect. Equanimity of mind is very important. Like we must learn to treat the failure and success, the both imposters of life equally, and we must not be trampled by anything. Like we must treat everything equally, and in those both in happiness and in sadness also, we must aspect the same way. Not only in sad, when we are sad, we think about God, we think about everything. But when we are happy, we forget God. But it is very important that in both conditions, we treat our mind equally and always aspire to think about God and to feel His presence everywhere.
A very famous Hindi saying says, "हर व्यक्ति खुशी भी चाहता है." It proves that aspirations are not just desire to achieve something. It is to achieve that inner happiness. It is that desire to fight our ego. The instance of Sri Aurobindo achieving spiritual awakening in the jail proves that difficulties are easily overcome by aspirations.
As Sri Aurobindo said, we should not set our goals. It should be the continuous process of achieving and learning. So, we should not stop towards that wall which is in that last end. We should see what will be the future. We should be the visionary. What will be the action which will make us progress.
In addition to what my fellow participant just mentioned, aspirations do not have to be big achievements like scoring 100 or getting mass publication, fame, nothing. It is minute everyday details that matters. Achieving your everyday step goal, that is an achievement. Achieving your daily word limit, that is an achievement. Aspirations do not have to be big frameworks, they are small things that matter because at the end of the day what counts is what you put effort in. How much effort you put in, how much effort you're putting in to achieve the bigger picture, to achieve the path that you want to follow. You don't have to present yourself as a coordinator, as a big achiever. You just need to address what matters to you in a very minute detail.
Considering what my fellow participants said, I'd also like to add that yes, aspiration does not have to be something big. Your aspiration also includes your everyday duty. Because doing your duty itself is being in a state of conscious aspiration. We are talking about inviting the grace of God. Sri Krishna has always advocated that karma yoga is better than sankhya yoga. You have to keep following your karma. You have to keep doing your karma because that is what ultimately leads to your inner mindset being arranged in a state of conscious aspiration.
As my fellow friends said, that karma reflects everything. I want to give the example of Virat Kohli. Everyone admires Virat Kohli, but before Anushka came into her life, he was not admirable. He was man of action. But when Anushka came, she taught that we have to go through that spirituality. He had to admire that spirituality is in our life and we should respect this. And that make him the man of action as well as a man of adore. So I prefer the spiritualism and the man of and the spiritualism as well as the hard work to get the success.
Everything in the world is placed by the divine to help us get where we're supposed to get. This therefore means that he wants Aurobindo say that knowledge without humanity is useless, and wisdom without character is useless. You have to have that character of a human being and be united and have a diverse curriculum so that people around you can help you to get where you are. Even if we have that state of consciousness, the Divine Mother made it in such a way that you have to have the character for people to help you get where you are. Thank you.
I would like to quote an example. For example, we are sailing our boat in waves. Waves are natural. Waves will anyhow cause turbulence in the boat. But our main duty, our aspiration is to move forward despite the waves. But if we are getting shaken and if we are thinking, how will I overcome them? Then we want to be able to achieve the success or achieve our dreams. So what I mean by this is that we need to aspire everything despite the circumstances outside. At last, I would like to say that aspiration and attitude determine everything. Our consciousness is our sleep. Aspiration and attitude fuels that.
Thank you. The concluding remark starting from group contestant number 1.
I would like to conclude that divinity doesn't always have to come from a place of rigorous spirituality. For people, a lot of people among us, we often are not able to go ahead and chant mantras, worship God every day due to our lifestyle, due to our beliefs, due to every other possible outcome that we cannot address. Sometimes divinity comes from inside, understanding ourselves, working on our mismerits, working on our things that we lack, working on improving ourselves. Divinity comes from self-consciousness, and that is where conscious aspiration arises. Conscious aspiration is not only about achieving bigger goals, achieving day-to-day work lifestyle or spirituality. It's also about conscious actions taken to
Contestant number 2, concluding remark.
Spirituality and divine constant with the aspiration is not alone enough, but individual can change that.
Thank you. Let's have a big round of applause for Group 1 for initiating the first group discussion. Thank you. Now, it's time for Group 2 to come to the dais. The first contestant is Shriyashri Panigrahi. Shriyashri Panigrahi from OUTR. Shriyashri Panigrahi from OUTR. Let's have a big round of applause. Then we have Aditya from Christ College. Aditya from Christ College. We have Komal Ranidas from BJP Autonomous. Komal Ranidas from BJP Autonomous. Then we have Tahiba Samin from Karim City College. Tahiba Samin from Karim City College. Tahiba, you are? Yes. Please have a big round of applause for Tahiba Samin from Karim City College. Then we have Rohit Sharma from Karim City College. Rohit Sharma from Karim City College. Contestant number 6. Ashutosh Acharya from IGIT Saran. Ashutosh Acharya from IGIT Saran. Then we have Suhana Kadri from Institute of Pharmacy and Technology. Suhana Kadri from Institute of Pharmacy and Technology. Are students present? Now I request the student volunteer to come forward, and Mangesh sir, can you please do the honor of taking out one sheet so that the group's discussion can start.
A degree is not necessarily an evidence of good education.
What a wonderful topic. Sanjeev Mishra sir, may I have the topic? Well, a degree is not necessarily an evidence from good education. This is a topic for Group 2, and your time for thinking starts now.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to begin with the divine blessings of Sri Aurobindo and Shima. So when we talk about getting ourselves a degree, we're basically opting for something that is called as we want to be literated. We want to be able to understand things and understand what they actually want to convey. But on the other hand, if we talk about education, we are basically trying to bring about a transformation, a divine transformation within ourselves. So there's a vast difference between being literated and being educated. A degree that is without any sort of universal human values or any sort of human consciousness awakening will just make you literated, and on the other hand, education will bring about transformation. It will be a measure of what you truly are, what you are from within yourself, the kind of person that you are, the heart that you carry. That's it for me. Thank you.
Contestant number 2.
Greetings to everyone who's present here. Degree and education, these both words for me contradict each other, because degree is a representation of privilege, the privilege that we all have of getting. For some, those privileges are not present. Education is what we learn from birth till death. Every moment, every step that we take, every learning, every teaching, that is education. Our words, our action, our attitude, that represents education, not the piece of paper that we get through our privilege and our society and our parents, through the help of our parents. That will be it, and let to us.
Contestant number 3.
With blessing of Shrima, I begin my speech. This is Komal. I can just say with a simple example. Gianni Charles Singh, our former president, and Osama bin Laden, who educate, one is an educated man, another is a man who has no formal education, yet sir is the president of our country. When I talk of Guru Aurobindo, he is my guru. I will just say a man with high dignity, a man who has the education, even without our pleasure and with his idea of acknowledgement to the nationalism movement, his education is a double-edged sword. The education is something which a man we know today, and the education of the humanity, and ask me to universal needs to work on this.
A degree is not necessarily an evidence of good education. A degree is just your bookish knowledge, but your education is your moral values, emotional intelligence, and basic
in my point of view, if you don't have emotional intelligence, basic moral values, and just a degree, your education is just a waste. I'm sorry. A degree is not necessarily an evidence of good education. A degree is measured by just your marks, your bookish knowledge, but your education is measured by your emotional intelligence and basic moral values. If you top in your college or your university, but you're not intelligent enough to understand the other person, your degree is just a waste.
Good afternoon, honorable dignitaries and my dear friend. Here the topic is says that a degree is not necessary for good human. Degree is just a parameter to speak for an exam, not for the real approach of our life. That our real approach is our inner soul, to satisfy our inner soul. If our inner soul is not satisfied, then degree is not a worth thing. If our soul is satisfied, our faith is full of smile. Whatever we look like a dream, that means a real thing in the nature. If we serve a man with a food, with a support, with a courage of hope, that become a good degree. If we support a man by walking, by crossing the road, that is a good degree. Not a degree of BA that is not helpful in a life, but a degree of humanity, degree of service of humanity is a good degree. If you look to the Golden Temple, the people do not have a degree, but a good human value to serve the people, feed together, eat together, and learn that charity that is in our heart. If we calm our inner heart, that means calm our physicality. That means service to our inner heart is a service of God. Thank you.
Sri Aurobindo said, true knowledge is knowing oneself. As we commonly mismatch the word knowledge with education. Education is knowing tomato is a fruit and knowledge is not putting it in a salad. This is the common thing that we need to understand, that knowledge and education are not two same things. A degree shows our education, not our knowledge. A mechanical car can go at a speed of 200 kilometers per hour. That is what is taught by education, and driving it slow in a crowded road is what knowledge. Sri Aurobindo's philosophy taught us what knowledge can be and what knowledge's people look like. But it never said that a good degree will not indicate how good or bad someone's education can be. The evolution of the nature has proved to us that paperworks are important to show how meritorious a single personality is, and that's how a degree plays an important role in knowing how good a person is in education or how bad the educational background has been.
Good afternoon, everyone. As the topic mentioned, a degree is not necessarily an evidence of good education. Correct. A degree is just a piece of paper, but what makes you a person, what makes you a true human being is your moral values, your ethics, your personality, and your behavior towards the society and how you treat another human being. If suppose I have topped the college, I have secured a good rank, but at the same place my friend has secured low marks, so it's like that we both have achieved the degree. But it's a common sense, it's a normal, genuine education that I will console him or her. And let's give a practical example. As Principal Ma'am have mentioned in her speech that about some car accident. So according to my knowledge, it was some student who was returning from a farewell party. So student returning from a farewell party, driving rashly and crashed the car in someone and hitting someone. So he has got the degree, he has completed, he has the privilege to drive a car in an underage, but he doesn't have that education, he doesn't have that moral value or ethics to drive car or to have that license to drive the car. So that's how a practical life is different from an education. Achieving a degree, I will achieve my first degree as a 10th board, but education, I am receiving education from childhood, from starting from my parents to my gurumas and so on. So degree is not making you a good human being, rather than a good education is making you a good human being. Thank you.
Well, I will say one thing that a man with a degree is employable, but a man with a good education is honorable. This is one of the teaching of our dignities, and here I can say when you are having the value of education, India has the Bharat, the Vishwaguru Bharat has become came with the concept of Vasudeva Kutumbakam, and that concept itself says the humanity needs to win when we, the people, have worked on the universal human values. The universal human values, by that I mean that Satya, Prema, Ahimsa, that is Satya, Prema, Ahimsa is the very basic manners a human can have. From dignity and from the higher presence, I can say consciousness and aspiration is said by the previous group. Here, the education means from the childhood, when a mother teaches the child to say the first word. So in our Hindu scriptures, we say, Om. Om is the what? The vibration of the universe. As a student of physics, I can have a degree. I can know the nature. But when I perceive it in a way, I can educate the mass. Today, I am sitting here, a college student from BJP. When I go back there, I can say few words to the mass where I can acknowledge their actions and say that, oh, this is what the reality means. From the nationalist movement or Sri Aurobindo, a nationalist man who fought for the freedom of India. Education and true education has two different values. When we make the academic education away from the integral education and apply it in our daily lives, then we can win.
The degree is one side of the coin. That means one side is the character. One side of the coin shows the degree, but one side shows the good education. Good education is the character which we do not learn from degree, but from our moral values. Like we all have a sacred book, but we do not read. We wind up in a red paper. But the values that gives, we forget. But it's time to wind up those books and learn the good values, become a good human being, and through good human being we can learn good education. If we look into the Sir Aurobindo, he says that independence is not gained from active resistance, but a passive resistance. Means we should strike ourselves, stay hunger, not putting a gun to another one, but by staying fast, putting ourselves on the danger, that will result a good result. That means what result we look through our education, which reflect in our nation. If we look eye for eye, that means whole world is going to blind. If we look for rose for a road, then the whole world will smell of a gold flower. That means everything is present near us, whether we have decided a degree, whether we decide a good human being. If we decide a good human being, then society will turn into a good moral value. That will result in the Sir Aurobindo and the mother. And many future leaders which are present in the world, that is Mahavir Swami and Gautam Buddha, and many every religion has a spiritual leader. So it's up to us to learn the good values and good education from their life and teaching the what they said. Thank you.
I would like to narrate a story related to this. I would like to narrate a story that is related to this. There are two people who had knowledge about swimming. One of them read a lot of books about how to swim, what strokes are you supposed to make, and the other one was a little poor guy and he just knew he had grown by the rivers. So in case of a natural calamity, the guy who had all the knowledge had read tons of books about how to swim, the water flow, the velocity of it that you're supposed to measure. He could not swim because he had no practical information about it. On the other hand, the guy who had grown up by the rivers, he could swim. Now this is exactly what means degree in education. So when you're getting degree, it is sort of an information source. It is supposed to give you information. It teaches you what to think. What exactly are you supposed to think? And your thought process is deviated in a single way. On the other hand, education brings about a transformation in you. It teaches you.
As my co-speakers are telling, since then, let us evaluate this topic with three criteria, one with psychological, one with sociological, and third with philosophical. First, with psychological method, if a person doesn't has a degree, how a person can show the status of being literate. Taking a very absurd example from the Indian mythology, if Ravan would have shown the degree of being a rishi, then Nisita would have never been kidnapped. Just because the lack of paperwork, even though someone can be intellectual, we cannot assist them on the scale of the measures that we need to show how literate or illiterate a person is. Let us not talk about 1940s when Sri Aurobindo and his teachings were very legendarily good, because then humanity existed in this world. But let us us talk on the basis of sociology of 2026, where the humanity is dying. Let us talk about the truth, where everyone can be looted just on the basis of saying that we are literate, but we don't have a degree because we are just literate. We cannot believe without a good degree, good education, good literacy have been given. As my co-speaker said, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind, but sorry to intervene and evaluate it critically, an eye for an eye will leave one man with one eye. And coming to the philosophical aspect of this entire topic, Sri Aurobindo never said that you don't need good education or good degree to reflect as a good human in the entire society, because we see eminent persons who are following Sri Aurobindo sitting on the dice and off the dice who believe in Sri Aurobindo, have good degree and as good humans in the society are literate. So your good degree will reflect you as a good human, as a good educated human, but it never guarantees that you are literate. But it gives the most chances of your literacy, because you can claim that the land is yours, but till you don't have paperwork, the land can never be yours. So degree is the most vital thing you can gain in this modern world.
A degree just like a database until you have the topic of good education. If you give the topic of good education, like we learn from our mother or the father, that will give the delightful pizza. If you do not add toppings to it, it's just like a pizza base, like a degree, which is no value until we get the moral value. If a degree without moral value, it will lead to a dangerous vacuum that lead whole world into danger. A degree with a good topping, like a pizza with a good topping, attract all the attention of the leader, but the craving that we have. That means all want a good topping pizza to crave and create their hunger. Just like a degree without a good education is just like a paper. Without that paper, it has no value. But people with a stamp of good education, that will get a good result. And do not lift the one group, but whole country. If a one man educates himself, he educates whole country. If you look Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he teaches in a very harsh condition. Then also missile man of India. In spite of failure of Pokhran 1, he again started his program 2 and make India a permanent successful country. No other country strike eyes on our nation to fight against this. So we should learn from the good topics, whatever we have great leaders. To learn the topics of the great leaders and add it to your picture bit and eat them. That will result a good craving and erase all the anger. Thank you.
Building on what I would like to say, building on just my co-speaker just said, as one last single point, very carefully, when we are told that the bookish knowledge reflects what degree has, and when there is a calamity and we cannot swim, but if a person doesn't know the basics of swimming, doesn't know how to swim and how the hand motions are in the swimming, if not reading the books, how the person can swim? So it is very important that we know.
Excuse me. I would like to affirm number 6's point. While degree does not represent our education, degree is a piece of paper that represents that we have given effort to learn what we did not know. So what our current education system lacks right now, to reiterate the point from our opening ceremony,
degree is just a parameter, not the final characteristic of the human. If a degree is a final characteristic, then what about the human? Don't you sit inside the temple, inside the mosque, inside the gurdwara?
That is because
that the people thought this spirituality, it's spirituality of successful life. It's spirituality do not have a degree. That
I
is a life full of vacuum.
I request for a concluding remark in 1 minute.
I will say. Yes, and here, when we say on the 21st century context of education, need to understand education and degree are two different things, surely. But a student sitting there can have a thought of changing the world. He can change the world. Climate change being a very important topic in every way of aspiration. But by you hitting a chocolate and throwing the wrapper with a single change, you can have the negative vibration to the earth. Here, I can say education and degree are two different things, but together it can be the weapon of the coming generation. And we, the youth of India, has to make a place today. Education, integral as well as external, is to be together.
As a budding pharmacist, I would like to just conclude that degree and good education both are equally important. Because I will just share a small experience from my hospital internship. Good education is all about consoling a patient about mentally consoling. I have explained him about the doses form and everything. But still, he has the doubt of.
Lastly, two people coming committed to murder, one was a psycho, and the other one did it out of self-defense. A degree will not be able to differentiate it, an educated person will be able to differentiate it. A degree is just a decoration on the wall. On the other hand, education is an illumination of the soul. Thank you.
The jury want to listen from contestant number 4. Yes.
To conclude, as being an ex-learning aspirant, I have been in a very competitive field, and I have seen, and there were people who were topping my class, but with zero humanity. Just to say, so I just want to say, कि
Thank you. Thank you, Group 2, for a wonderful group discussion. You may step down. That you can put your ID cards on the chair. Let's have a great round of applause for Group 2. Aspirants, where are you? Well, now it's time for Group 3. The first contestant is Luanta Lamiso from SOA University. Luanta Lamiso from SOA University. Let's have a big round of applause for Luanta. We have Ahutosh Parita from Mashagai Degree College. Ahutosh Parita from Mashagai Degree College. The round of applause should be louder. We have Anandita Mishra from BJP Autonomous. Anandita Mishra from BJP Autonomous as contestant number 3. Contestant number 4, MD Hassan Raza from Karim City College. MD Hassan Raza from Karim City College. We have Abdul Qadir from Karim City College. Abdul from Karim City College. We have Avinash Nag from Panchayat College. Avinash Nag. And we have Mehek Dwivedi from Shri Shri University. Mehek Dwivedi from Shri Shri University. Come on, let's have a great round of applause for all the participants of Group 3. Sonali, are we ready? Can we ask Panda sir to please just pick a sheet and can he just wait? Gigi.
Topic for you.
Yes, sir, just a second, sir. Just a second. Are we ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir, over to you.
The topic for you is the divine presence which gives value to life.
Let me spell it out again. It is the divine presence which gives value to life. It is the divine presence which gives value to life. Your time to think starts now.
everyone. My name is Lamison. As the topic says, it is the divine presence which gives value to life. In my own opinion, as you all know that divine is related to God or godly things. In my opinion, most people believe that if you are directed by God, your path are straight. While on the other side, some people don't believe on that because some people can live without God, but they believe in some things like love, relationship that gives value to their life. Sri Aurobindo once says that divine is not separate from the world. You have to have divine, so that you have to have divine connection with the Lord to direct your path as well. But as some people believe that walking without God can also give benefits to their life, they can also live, they can also enjoy their life living with them. Sorry.
Jai Sri Ram. Good afternoon. Glory to Sri Ma. Glory to Sri Aurobindo. I, Asutosh Pereda, explain about the topic. It is the divine presence which gives the value to life. So I explained that everyone's life is directed by God, and everyone tells that no God, no existence or else. But I think God exists, and God tells about what is the root of our life. Everyone think that everyone not see God, but I think that God is rooted our life roots. How do a person live a life, or person going where and else? Thank you.
गतिर भक्त प्रभु पृष्ठ ईश्वर पुरुषोत्तम आ ब्रह्म स्तंभ भृदाता सद्गुरुस्तव नमस्ते. Glory to Shrima. Happy birthday, mother. Before I start, I'd like to say to all my fellow participants that Sri Aurobindo is the path, Shrima is the light. Follow the path, take the guidance of the life, and you'll reach where you have to. When we speak about divine presence in our life, can we question who are we without divine presence? This is the body speaking, but it's the divinity that's guiding what's to be spoken. It's us discussing that divine presence is guiding our life, adds value to our life, but it is divinity himself and herself, no gender, making us analyze about them through them. I would like to say that divinity is not a clause to be discussed about. Divinity is to be felt, to ascend, and to have quality in life.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, we say that divine power that leads our life and gives us value in our life. First of all, we are not taught to be something valued or unvalued. The thing is that we can distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. And the thing is that if the value that teachers from our beginning, from our childhood, from whatever our parents are teaching, whatever the you may say religions are teaching, whatever you should follow. And the thing is that if there is no value, nothing is if there is no divine, then it's okay to kill a rich by the poor in order to get something. The thing is that they don't have any value or ethics, and that's the divine that make us to think that we have to live in that manner, or the thing that we have to do, and what is ethically correct, what is right, what is wrong, what we have to value, and what we have to be value.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we have seen, many of the successful people who believe and get succeed in their life, but they don't have peace in their life. Why? What is the reason? The reason behind it that they don't have any spiritual or divine power in their life. They don't meditate, they don't have yoga and many other things which give us power and peace in our life. So the basically things is that we need to follow and learn things with our education, that we can adopt new things so that we can have peace in our life through meditations, yoga and all.
Greetings to everyone. This is Avnashna, proudly representing Panchayat Degree College, Varnal. I will start. Sri Aurobindo told that in each and every matter of the world, is it living or non-living, God is present. We should respect each and every individual in the society. Let me share a story of Sri Aurobindo. When he was in the Alipur jail, put by Britishers, then he dreamed about God. He dreamed about Swami Vivekananda ji. He see Krishna in each and every, in the prisoner, in the different criminals, even in the jailers and the Britishers. This made him to love people. Even the Britishers is giving them punishment, he is loving them. Not because, not he is thinking that they are his enemy. Just he is thinking, this is my destiny. God has planned something good for me. And that's why, while he was in jail, he started doing yoga, meditation, and he was converted into spirituality. First, the thinking of Sri Aurobindo was that he was a revolutionary, demanding for thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present over here. This is Mayank Trivedi, and the topic divine presence adds value to the life. So divine, it's related to the God and about the God, godly beliefs and faiths. So anything divine, like if we go to the temple, we need to feel the divine presence. We go to the temple in the belief that there is a divine presence that adds value to we live, to the way we travel there, and everything, the nature around us, the living beings, the humans near us, the animals, even the stones on the non-living things. Everything is divine around us. We say, many people say God is there, or even God is not there. I don't know, many believe that and many don't believe. So it's everything about is divine, and God itself is a miracle. We say Ardhanari. So it's not gender specified, and everything around us should be everything around us is a miracle. Thank you.
It is the divine presence that convert a revolutionary demanding Purna Swaraj to a philosopher loving the mankind. It is that divine spirit which guides us whenever we are doing a wrong thing. It say that I am there, I am seeing you. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is articulated that we are here for doing good works. And there is something, is it God or anything else, we don't know, but that is seeing us. And after that, we will get our punishment according to what karma that we have done in this earth, this Martya Bhumi.
To add on your point, sir, I would like to bring to your attention that even the mother once emphasized that everything is sacred in life. You can make everything to be sacred. So divine can connect your faith to the God, and that will lead you to the right path and direct you to the right ways to take in life.
If I'm sitting here, I would like to take the privilege of speaking about Sri Aurobindo as well. Sri Aurobindo had excellent education. He could align with the Britishers and have a wonderful life. But why did he choose to become a revolutionary, serve the nation, fight for its independence? Because the divine guided him. The divine gives us meaning. Ma herself, she's extremely educated. And at that time, a woman who was educated had great status in the society. She could have a comfortable, social, and a very restful life. But she came forward, gave meaning to lakhs of youth who had no meaning in their life, who were directionless, who did not know what to do. If our body is the car, the divine is the driver. If we do not know where to go, the divine is the GPS which leads us there. Divine's presence itself adds value to our life.
So in Mahabharata, we see that Bhagavad Gita in Bhagavad Gita, we see that Sri Krishna says that a leaf cannot move without his decisions. And he also says that इस संसार में जो भी होता है उनके ही इच्छा के अनुसार होता है. कोई भी चीज उनके इच्छा के विरुद्ध नहीं हो सकता. ये जो मनुष्य ये जो भी कर्म हो रहा है वो सब उनके ही इच्छा के वजह से ही होता है. जो भी कर्म धर्म जो भी अधर्म जो भी हो रहा है वो उनकी ही इच्छा से होती है. मतलब it means that divine is also present in everyone's heart. Everyone we see a living product, non-living anything else. everything has a divine soul and everything is made by God. So we see as the God things as divine presence thing.
On top of that, most people think that their life is incomplete without their divine. Let's make for an example here. Before we start this program, we start with the national anthem, which, like, for the country, I can say that it's your protection for the country. Some people believe it's from the divine, and that's basically tells us that our divine is our way. Most people believe that it is their way. Without them, they're incomplete in their life, and they can never do anything, and nothing can ever make sense if ever their divine is not valued. Such that you find most people fighting, saying that you cannot just do anyhow to your divine. You have to respect and do all those rules required. Let's make, for example, a Christian. In Christian, you know that when you are going to church, you are in front or in the presence of your divine, and you cannot just do things anyhow. You have to be in a proper way or in a way that will make you look. Or if your divine sees that you are in his presence. So our divine really brings value to our lives.
I would like to quote a Hindi saying that हम वो लोग हैं जो हर कंकड़ कंकड़ में शंकर देखते हैं और हर नर में नारायण और हर नारी में नारायणी को पूजते हैं. I want to share an example of my own district, Bargarh. There was a criminal who is like expert in crimes. Now he is in the path of spirituality by coming into the influence of God, and he is completely changed and devoted himself towards God. This is possible because only this divine presence of God.
I would like to mention that we as a student or whichever field we are in, we need to find divine purpose and spiritual lessons in our life. We need to adopt new things like yoga, meditations in our day-to-day life so that we can find peace in our life. As we can see, many of us are suffering from anxiety and depressions and all. So what is the solution? The solution is we need to find divine purpose of our life so that we can become successful.
মনুষ্যর লক্ষ্যে দেবত্ব. Sri Aurobindo said, মনুষ্যর লক্ষ্যে দেবত্ব. When a man has a degree, he or she can become rich, he has all facilities in life, then why does the divine guru say that Lakkhya is devoto, to attain divinity? Because it adds ultimate meaning to your life. If you have money, but you do not have the urge to treat the one who is in disease, if you have money, but you do not have the urge to give to the society, if you have riches, but you do not have the urge to go and meet people below your ranking, be human enough to talk to people, listen to their problems, and be a shoulder, then where do you stand? And that's where divinity interferes. It adds value to your life by becoming your guiding force and making you human enough. Also, if you believe that divine presence gives value to your life, then that is possible because even our mother once emphasized and says that everything starts from within. And if within yourself you feel that if the divine is in my presence, then everything is possible. Then that's it. Because everything you believe happens the way it is. Just as they say that you become what you think. What you are thinking is what it is now. Thank you.
Divinity is a path. Many people tend to follow it and many people don't. Divinity shows us a right or wrong, I don't know. So divinity is a way of living a life. People feel it like
I believe that there is a so-called divine power, and the thing is that divine is not the thing that we can ignore. It's inbuilt in ourselves, and it's law. We are human. There is godly things and evil things. We are in between. We are stuck in between. We do certain activities in our day-to-day life, and if we are doing the right things, and we are believing that we are doing the valuable things that add values, that pleases other people, that gives other people happiness, and we cure their sadness and illness. That in that manner we can unlock our divine power and move toward the divine in towards the God and be blessed with Him. And the thing is that it's only possible if our company is good with the people, with the society, when we are engaging and all. And if we are not doing so, if we are just in a bad, if we are in a bad company and all, and we are not doing that, then how can we say that divine power will bless me? It's not possible. I totally believe in this. Thank you.
The divine presence brings delights. Even some people do not believe that because they can also work and they can also be successful without their divine presence. Some people can live a very peaceful life without the presence of their divine. So even though it's a diversity showing that there are both sides of believing the presence of the divine and not believing the presence of the divine. Even if so, the divine is here. Thank you so much.
I would like to conclude. I'd like to conclude that divine alignment has been very beautifully told by Shrima, Gottfried Shrima, that grace is always present. It is the attribute of the divinely aligned and the brave who can watch out of it in the storms. May the brave have the bravery in the form of divine. May the courageous have the courage in the form of divine. And I wish that everyone sitting here adds divinity to their life, adds value to their life.
I would say each and every person should believe in God. According to me, that is the supreme power that will drive us towards our success, towards leading us a peaceful and harmonious life, and always it will do good things to us.
Believe in yourself, believe in the divinity in you. It will lead your life, whether believe in God or not.
Actually, it's our character or nature. Whether
It's over. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Group 3, let's have a big round of applause. Now I would request, I would take the permission of the jury members. Juries, we are closing the house for 1 hour for the lunch break. After lunch break, we can reassemble at 3 p.m. Sharp 3 p.m. I request all the contestants to please have your lunch, go and have your lunch and then come back soon so that we can resume the sessions. And all of you are students, volunteers, please come forward and do the needful.